it's Nina, Warthog Princess, and welcome to a follow-up video for trying new things with the cooling comforter and the cooling blanket. So this is a follow-up after I've used these two items for the last couple weeks, and here's what I think about them. The first one we'll talk about is the cooling comforter. This is the one that's a little bit more plush. It's got more fluff to it, if you will. It's a little bit heavier, and it actually, they're both gray, but they're different colors of gray. So this one it's relatively thin for what we would say a comforter by normal standards, at least in my house. They tend to be a little fluffier, thicker, but I like that it's not actually. I do like that about it because it's not super bulky. So if I want to store it or put it in the trailer or travel with it, then that's beneficial. It's much easier to not have a big, huge thing that you gotta suck way down in a vacuum bag or can't take it all because it's just too cumbersome. So there is that. It does have a distinctly different side. Now, they both look the same at first glance because you have gray there and gray there. There is a very subtle difference in the color of the gray. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it very well and discern it on the video. Very slight difference. But even that being said, gray and gray, I always forget looking at it. I can't tell which side is the cooling side and which side is the outer side. But as soon as you touch it, you can actually feel which side is the cooling side. So that's pretty cool science that the fabric literally feels cool to the touch. If it's folded over or bundled up and it's not breathing, it does actually hold the heat really well. So if you get cold, you can double it up. You can put another blanket on top. It won't work quite the same if it's not just single layer breathing. That's just my experience. I think it would be really great if the two sides were more distinctly different colors so that you could, at a glance, see which side is which. Yeah, so it has a slight amount of weight to it when you have the whole blanket laying on you. I really actually like that. It's sort of kind of like a weighted blanket, but it's not. It's not a weighted blanket. It just has a little bit of weight to it. So even when I want to stay cool, I still like to cuddle up in my blankets, and it gives me something. I actually feel like I'm cuddling something. When I get hot, I literally just yank the whole blanket off of me and pull it up into cuddle and keep me cool as possible. And I get cold and I'll flip it back down over myself. So whatever. So it's great. I love the material. I really like the blanket. It does actually provide cooling. But I do still get hot. One, because I'm hormonal and that's happening right now in my life. And two, because I live in Arizona and it's freaking hot. So I can't afford to have my AC running at 72, which is where I would like it all the time. So it's a little higher sometimes. I have good nights and bad. Anyway, fabric, how is it wearing? Well, I had mentioned in the unboxing that I was going to wash it first and then use it. I actually didn't do that. I wanted to give it a pure trial before any fabric wear or any detergent affected it. I wanted to give it a true try first. And I am glad I did because a couple reasons. One, it's a fair science try, but also because it turns out that this fabric is, I don't want to say fragile, but it is a little bit fragile. It's let me try and show you. Let me find a spot. It's starting to peel already. Let me find a smooth area. Okay, so like right here, you can kind of see the blanket is mostly smooth. You can see a couple little pills, like one right there, but it's pretty smooth. This is the cooling side and you can feel it. You can also start to see, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but like right here, is like the fluff is kind of coming through, or if that's the fabric coming off. But when you look at this section here, you can see the wear on the fabric already. Those streaks and lines, those are pulls in the fabric threads. So it's not the silky smoothness anymore. It is still silky and smooth, and it is definitely still cooling, but you can see how those little threads are pulling like they do on a sweater, and it's pulling the fabric. So I'm not sure what I could possibly be doing wrong. I mean, it's just me and the blanket and my bed. There's no dog. There's you know, not a lot of other things. I haven't been rough with it. Yeah, and it's only been a couple weeks. So that makes me a little bit sad, actually, because I think that just means it's not going to be super durable. But you can see all throughout the blanket that it has that same situation happening. But like I said, it is still cool. I literally can feel it to the touch. If you lay it on the air conditioner or you lay it in front of the fan, it sort of recharges faster, if you will. Now, I don't want you to be confused. It's not electrically holding a charge. It's not like that. But you're just sort of like taking a wet washcloth and putting it in front of a fan and you put it on you. It feels colder temporarily. Same kind of idea. The fabric is just really cool. All right, so enough about the comforter. I do like it. I am very glad to have it. It does work. I just don't think it's going to be durable. That's the summary in repetition. All right, now the blanket. I think that name is kind of funny because to me it really is almost more like a sheet, except it's a heavyweight sheet. It has like a jersey knit feel on one side and then a silkier on the other side. This is a different material than the cooling side on the comforter. It is different. This one has no padding or stuffing or fluff in between the two layers. They're just straight 2 layers. It does have a nice finished edge, which is great. Very easy to tell on this one, both visually and feeling it, which side is the cooling side. There's just a darker heather to that and a lighter here. And just like the comforter, it really does cool to the touch. So you can easily tell. Both sides of this are good. When I'm just a little bit cool, I'll flip the jersey side to me, and that tends to make me a little bit warmer. And if it's a little on the cool side, you're going to want more than just this blanket, at least available to you. Because then when I get hot, I'm going to throw the other thing off. But this one, unlike the other, you really do have to double it up to get any kind of real warmth out of it, if that makes sense. Also, this one isn't as cozy to cuddle with when I'm sleeping and I get hot and I pull it up and I get a little cuddle ball. It works, obviously, but it's not that squishy fluffiness that I'm just naturally lend myself to. Anyway, so there's that. But this fabric is holding up splendidly. This one is, so far at least, far more durable than the other one appears to be. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last or if that will continue to be the case, but this one is more durable. Overall, though, I do have to say I have reached for the comforter more than the blanket, just the way it's been. Maybe because I've gotten a little bit hot and cold in the night and I wanted that warmth of it, and maybe because of the cuddliness. But anyway, so that is my follow-up review on these. I do recommend them. I have no idea what they cost. I didn't go back and look at that, but I'll put some more info down below. And yeah, hope you're doing well. Bye for now.